Hi, I'm Senator Bartolotta, and welcome to Focus on the 46th. It's a little noisy here, but we're here in Greene County at the 41st annual Lucas Oil Motocross Championship. And we're going to see some amazing racers today. It's been 41 years in this location, but this year they have a brand new track. None of these racers have ever seen this track before. They've redesigned it, reconfigured it. We've got tens of thousands of people here from all over Greene County, West Virginia, to spend the weekend right here. So don't you go away.
Some of our local dignitaries, Senator Bartolotta, Greene County Commissioner Dave Coder, and Tourism Director Joanne Marshall from Greene County. On behalf of High Point Raceway, we would like to present all of these folks a #1 jersey, as they are true superfans for High Point Raceway. Senator Bartolotta, this week on the floor of the Pennsylvania State Legislature, because of the organization of the United States Motorsports Association, you folks proclaimed this Motorsports Week in Pennsylvania.
Absolutely, yes, it is a great sport, and right here in my district, 46, Greene County, we have the very best track in the country. And I'm so glad all of you are here to enjoy the Thanks for being here, everybody.
Thank you very much, Senator.
We're here now with Sean Stewart, who is the Executive Director of the United States Motorsports Association, and he's going to fill us in on all the events of the day and give us a little bit more background about this amazing sport right here in Greene County. So Sean, tell us more about the track and what's happening this weekend.
Yeah, so it's the 41st anniversary of High Point Raceway, but it's actually the first for this track. So they completely redid it, about $200,000 worth of improvements, and it is an all-new track. So they tore it down. It's all new to the riders. They're really kind of trying to grab it all today. It rained a lot last night.
Yeah, so it did a lot, yeah.
A lot of mud out there, a lot of challenges for these riders, but they are truly some of the best athletes in the world, and they'll figure it out. Some of them are a little complaining this morning, but as the day goes on,
that adds to the challenge. That adds to the challenge of it. How many riders do you have throughout the day today? How many races are happening just today?
So you have basically two different classes, 250 and 450, which is kind of the size of the engine. The 450 is the top professional riders, so a lot of factory teams have come from all over the country, mostly California, but really all over, right here to Pennsylvania to race, to compete.
That's fantastic. All right, so how long is the track? I heard an announcement saying it was 14 seconds faster than
It
last
is faster.
Year. Tell me about that.
I don't know the exact dimensions of the track as it is new, but it's definitely faster. It's more open, longer straightaways, not as technical as the old track, although with the rain it will be, and it'll be, no matter what, when they barrel off into turn one, they'll be battling it out.
I also heard too that the redesigning of the track actually put some of the really cool jumps like right where the crowd can see them the best. So that's the fun of it.
It is pretty awesome. When you go down to the other side of the track over here, I mean, they are coming right down a hill, right over. They'll be eye level with fans as they launch down the hill, and it's pretty wild.
Okay, so tell me some of the big names that are here this weekend.
Gosh, you've got Eli Tomac, and you've got on and on it goes. I don't know all of them, but there are a lot of them. And then you'll have a lot of veteran racers that are retired doing different things here now, whether they're announcing. Cool. So you're going to see the who's who of motocross at this event.
Well, for a track that's been here in Greene County for 41 years, it's multi-generational now. You've got, riders that were here way back in the day. Now some of their kids are riding, and some of their kids are riding. So it really is a family sport. It's a family event.
That's, most of motorsports is, but this one especially is unique. People come, they camp all weekend. You can't see it from here, but over the other side of this hill is just hundreds of motorhomes and,
Right.
and families camping out.
Yeah.
And racing really is a family-oriented sport.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, I can't wait to go see some more, and we'll be talking again a little bit later on.
Sounds good. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Sean. We're here with Cariombs Russell, who is the CEO of MX Sports, and I wanted to ask you, you are the queen bee here, so I just want to know, tell me about MX Sports and tell me about this particular location.
Fine. MX Sports started over 30 years ago as an amateur racing company. My father was a rider, and my little brothers were racing, and there was an amateur national championship in Iowa. And so my dad took my brothers. They didn't have a very good experience, and on the way back, they stopped at a ranch near Nashville, Tennessee, Loretta Lynn's ranch.
Oh, okay. Good place to stop.
Loretta Lynn's husband, Mooney, was there, and he's a horse trader like my dad, and they got to be friends. And my dad said, you know what, this would be a beautiful place for a racetrack. And so we started the AMA, Amateur National Championships at Loretta Lynn's. And that was under MX Sports. For years, we were just an amateur company. And then in 2009, we acquired the rights to professional motocross. And so since 2009, we've been running the entire series. One of which of those events, and there's only 12 in the country, is High Point. High Point is near and dear to us because it's our home track. We live across the line in West Virginia, but we chose Greene County, Mount Morris for the racetrack because, look at it, it's beautiful, and the people are so helpful, and people grew up here. And it's so cool to come back after year after year after year, and I see the same people, and they're like, I've been here for 30 years, I've been here for 20 years, I've been here for, I had my first kiss at High Point, they remember that stuff, so it's our favorite of the 12.
I like to hear that. I like to hear that. But, like you said, it's year after year after year, but this year, it's a whole new place.
It is. That starting line, it's all brand new. We wanted to give the fans a better viewing opportunity. I mean, the first turn that's the most spectacular part of the race, is the first turn. So
look at that.
We wanted to enhance that viewing experience, and now it's a natural amphitheater around the whole front of it.
Now it looks like one little
Starting line looks beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Yeah, so how long did it take to redesign this whole area?
We started in the fall. We have a master track designer that comes in and works with our crew. It was give and take, everybody had their ideas.
Okay.
Everybody had their input. I stay out of that part of it. So, but I let them do what they do, and they did a great job. And then
in the morning, we saw bikes smoking all over the place.
slowly building the backdrop, brand new starting gate.
Yeah.
We had that shipped in, custom made for this event. So yeah, we're proud of the improvements that we made.
That is fantastic. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to be taking a good look around the whole place, because I was here just last year, and I'm lost. This looks like a whole different place.
Go on the other side.
Yeah, and there they go.
So, this is the Holbert family farm. The Holbert family, Jack and Carol Holbert. We lost Carol, unfortunately, and his wife Barb last year. But their entire family is part of this event, and they were really key in the new track, building it out. We had designers come in and do the design, but the Holbert family really put in the muscle. So I really want to thank them.
Still keep focusing, working on the
Okay, so Sean, I got a few questions for our viewers here who may not know the history of the Motorsports Association, what you do, what this is all about. So I'm going to let you give us the rundown on that.
Sounds good. So the United States Motorsports Association, we're a national group. We focus mostly on grassroots racing of all forms, but we're here this week to conclude PA Motorsports Week.
Okay.
So thanks to yourself and the legislature, we've declared it Pennsylvania Motorsports Week. We've been doing stuff all week long, from the Pocono NASCAR race to sprint car races, you name it, on and on. There's been stuff happening all week. Public officials have been coming out to racetracks. We were at the state capitol. You all hosted us graciously there. We had a great time, and we're concluding that here today at the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross race. And no better place to do that, where we've probably got 50,000 people here today, mostly from Pennsylvania, to check out some great motocross racing. Awesome. So we get around to different events, and this is one of our favorite ones for sure.
We're here with Luke Nessler, and he's actually our cameraman today, but he's very, very knowledgeable about this event. And tell me why. How long have you been coming here?
I've been coming here since I was probably 12 years old. So long time. Yeah. Long time. Yeah, absolutely.
Great family event.
Yeah.
Yeah. So would you ever camp out here? Do you know some friends that would like bring trailers and RVs and camp out?
That's the cool thing about this event that people will see on the show is there's people that come and camp. There's dads that bring their little kids that are fans of racing that come for the day and leave. There's people that don't ride at all that just love to come and hang out in the big, kind of action sports atmosphere. So you have a little mixture of all walks of life.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So we're here in, what area would you call this? This is where all the factory teams kind of stake their claim and.
So this is all of the race teams and the riders. This is their office for the weekend. So we're in what they classified as the pit area.
Okay.
So behind us we have Red Bull KTM. It's one of the top teams. They've won several championships in this sport. There's hundreds of fans that come into the pit area, and they get to interact with their favorite rider. So it's kind of like somebody being able to interact with LeBron James. These kids look up to these riders just like that, so they get to come into this area and do the same thing.
Well, I've seen some signs around here where they form lines to get autographs of the riders that Red Bull sponsors. And we've got Red Bull here, we've got Honda, we've got Monster, Kawasaki. So I mean, the list goes on and on.
Absolutely.
How many teams do you think are here this weekend? Just a rough estimate.
That's a great question. There's probably a total of 20 to 30 teams there, because teams range from really all sizes. There's big, what we call factory teams, which is what we're standing in front of. The actual manufacturer, KTM, they have their own team. Kawasaki, they have their own team. But there's a lot of smaller, we call like satellite or privateer teams. So where there's a semi truck here, there's hundreds of people over there that are operating their team out of the size of like a U-Haul or a box van. So there's sizes of small teams to large teams here.
Okay, great. So, and I heard, I think Carrie told me to the side that there were approximately over 100 riders just at this event this weekend.
Absolutely.
But when you add to those riders, you add all their friends and family, their team members and all of that come in, that number just gets larger and larger and larger. And then all of the fans that come from tri-state area, and it really brings a huge benefit of economic development here to this area. It's fantastic. So it's recreation and it's economic development, plus it's an amazing tourist attraction.
Absolutely.
Brings people from all around the country to come down here and see what we have here in Greene County. So tell me how much you like this track. I mean, is this it's a really popular track?
It is. What's cool about this entire series is every race that people go to, there's something unique and different about the track, and people love the PA tracks because it's the epitome of racing outdoors. You have the hills, you have the soft dirt, the mud at times. It's great for spectators because they can really see the entire track because all the elevation changes.
That's right. Yeah. So this is like a bowl. This was kind of built in a valley.
It is.
And like an amphitheater type setup. So from almost anywhere that the crowd gathers, you can really get a good look at the whole race and follow your rider around and really appreciate what's going on. That's great. So do you ride yourself?
I do. Not as much as I used to. Running my own business, I can't get hurt as much, but I do ride. And when my kid is born, eventually they'll ride. It's a great family sport.
Well, and it's Father's Day weekend.
Absolutely.
So did you say you brought your dad down here?
I did. I brought my dad. I'm working today, but my dad's sitting with everybody else from the company enjoying the race, and
awesome.
it just kind of really goes to show that you know, he's been coming with me since I was a kid, and even though he knew I was going to be working with you today, he wanted to still come and enjoy it, and he loves this part of Pennsylvania, and any chance he gets, they want to come out.
And, you know, you enjoy the great outdoors. It's good, clean family fun. You know, some people bring, you know, cousins and friends from way back when, or they enjoy meeting up again with friends that they made right here at High Point Raceway. So thank you very much for what you're doing, and we're having a great time today. We are here, this is absolutely amazing. We're here with Brian Villatoro, and he is one of the biggest, most winning racers in motocross. You came all the way from
Seattle, Washington.
Seattle, Washington, just to be here to go around the track. What do you think about the new design of the track?
The new track's awesome. I've won a lot of races here and raced a lot of races here, so seeing a new track, it changes it up. All the riders that haven't seen it this year, it's a brand new track that they're racing on. It makes for good racing.
Fantastic. So this track's been here for 41 years, but this is the very, very first time they've had this style of track. Is this more challenging, a little bit more fun? What's different about it?
I think the track has some pretty big hills now, where before we were on a lot of off cameras, a lot of turns. So now we have a lot of long downhills. I think will add to a lot of passing and really good racing with the new layout.
And I think the spectators can see a lot more of you as you go by.
Yep, spectators can see a whole lot of the track now, and it's an awesome facility, and we're gonna have some awesome racing today.
So how many times have you raced on this area?
I turned pro 2006, and I raced till 14. So some injury years in there where I didn't make it, but other than that, I was here every year.
Awesome. So in other words, he's like the gold medal Olympic champion of motocross. So this is really awesome for you guys to be seeing him right up close.
Yep.
So tell me what you're going to do the rest of the weekend. What are your plans?
From here on out, I'll be doing some TV stuff, and I came out to ride this KX250 for some hot laps like we just did.
Yeah.
And from pretty much here on out, I'll do TV, some autographs, and go home tomorrow morning.
Awesome. I can't thank you enough for being here and for spending just a few minutes with us.
Yep.
It's a thrill and a half. I am so pleased to meet you. Thank you very much for doing this. Thank you all for joining me here on Focus on the 46. I hope you had a blast here with me today at High Point Raceway. They're setting up right now for the very first real race of the day. So we're going to get out of their way, where it's going to be a lot of noise and a lot of commotion and a heck of a lot of fun. So I hope to see a lot of you down here next year at their 42nd annual race at High Point Raceway. Thanks for coming to Focus on the 46.